Hello friends, I'm Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? I hope you're doing okay. I hope everything's good in your world. Please tell me. I love hearing from you. Everything is pretty okay here. Pretty normal, pretty standard. Did some work in here yesterday, so it's not exactly clean, but at least I have space on the table for, even though I have my soldering iron and stuff sitting here. I got the microphone up and running with the XLR cable on the end. I got this other microphone wired up. Found out this end was bad also, so I put an XLR in it. I think I probably need to get new this for that mic and redo it. Might do that in the near future. We'll see. And on that note, you know, both of these things, this cool old microphone and whatnot, are for the new show. That's the reason that they're down here. That's the reason why a lot of this stuff is down here, because I want it to be a part of the new thing. And in regard to the new thing, I've been caught in my own trap, I guess. And as a sometimes game designer and publisher, person who exists in that world, I used to mentor quite a bit and offer myself up for questions, and the number one question that I always received, there's like gigantic mosquitoes in here. We worked last night, my niece and my niece and her, I still don't know what I'm supposed to call her, husband came over last night, and they're going to laugh at that, I'm sure, because they made that comment. And we did a whole bunch of wood cutting, and then we worked on this stuff, and the garage door was open, and now, like, I have mosquitoes in here that are, like, no kidding. They're unbelievably huge. But anyway, I'm getting caught in this trap that I used to tell people, you know, wholeheartedly to avoid. And I guess that's, you know, we all, what's the word I'm looking for? We tell people to do as I do, not as I do, as I say, not as I do. I think that's the same kind of issue with me right this minute. Is this new show is starting to become behemoth in my mind. I got to get this done. I got to get that done. I got to finish the set and set this up and the editing, and I got to figure out the audio. And it's becoming something that I have more and more excuses to not do right now, because I have to put all this together. And part of that is because I don't want to make, not necessarily the mistake that I made with this, because I don't think I really made a whole lot of mistakes here. The intention of this was always to be a learning exercise, is always to be a way to get me in front of a camera, to get me talking, to get me feeling, you know, comfortable sitting in a room alone and talking. And I think it's achieved that very well. I look back at videos from the start of last year, and I'm a much more awkward on-camera personality, and my dictation wasn't so great, my body language wasn't so great. I'd said a lot of those that I've trimmed out quite a bit of without editing. I do it, you know, I still use it because I think that people say, oh, you got to take out the ums. I think if you take out too many of them, then it becomes sanitary, and I don't want that, right? This is still a conversation between friends. So I've learned how to adjust my voice for the microphone. I've learned a whole lot of on-camera skills that really, I don't know if you can learn them any other way than doing it, whether it's just turning the camera on and go, or whether you take a class, you know, vocal coaches, acting coaches, stuff like that. Just doing it is how you're going to learn it. So I've done that. And it's been a very, very, very positive thing in that manner. But what I didn't do in the beginning was try. I got the cheapest camera I could find, recorded audio, and just turned everything on and said, let's do this. And kind of built this whole thing as we went, right? The quote that I have saved is, we built the plane as we flew it, right? And I don't know who that quote's from. You can look that up. I'm trying not to do that with this new thing. I want this new thing to start off polished. I want it to start off from episode 1 as a product, like an actual thing that I'm doing. Not something that I'm trying to learn how to do. And so every time I think about, okay, well, I've got this to do, I've got that to do, I've got to put this together, how do I want the title screen to work, how do I want the end card to look, how do I, it's all these hurdles, and I have to get through them, I just have to, but it's becoming an excuse to dick around and play video games instead of actually working on it, because there is so much to do. I've told myself at the beginning of last week I need to record some camera tests, because so far I've been doing a whole lot of title work without having actual footage of me talking about something. So it's all this like static flattened stuff. If you went and watched the tweet that I mentioned a while back, you'll see I just used a background image. It's just a still image that I added some motion to. I need actual like footage of me doing what it is I expect to be doing during this show, so that I can edit and figure out the best process for that before I start actually releasing episodes. And I still haven't done that. I still haven't recorded a single spot. So I need to get over it. I need to get over myself and just put in the work. But I'm finding it very difficult to do, and I don't know why. Part of it is probably everything else that's going on in my life right now, but I'll get there. We're getting there. It's like I'm still making progress. Every day, the things get pushed towards the finish line. Microphones are now ready to go. The logo is done. The title card, or I don't know, overlay is done. The song, I have a song. A composer did a song for me. That's ready. My idea of what the set will look like is done. I have to actually build it now. I have to build some display pieces as well as furniture, that sort of thing. So it's working. There is progress, but it's not going as fast as I had hoped. And I know that I'm just getting in my own way. And I've got to just suck it up and do it. And I've given that advice to hundreds of people. Like, don't give in to the fear of failure. Just push through it. We all fear failure. Every single person on this planet dreams up these big ideas and then has a hard time taking that first step because they fear failure. We all do it. But the power of success is learning to push past that, learning to just shove forward regardless. Even if your goal is a mile long and you only achieve 1 centimeter of progress, you're farther along that path than when you started. That's the advice I've given millions of times, and I'm failing it right now. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I had a good time this weekend. We played 3 soccer games, won all of them. Most of them were blowouts. Keely actually scored 3 goals on Sunday in 2 different games. We had 2 games back to back, and she was playing defense. She scored goals. So good kid. I love that kid so much. She's so good. And then my nieces, damn it. They came over and we did all this stuff, and so I was sitting here-ish, like over here. I had the table turned because they were here, and I was working on something, and I dropped something. So I'm like over here, right? I'm nowhere near this thing, yeah? And I go to pick up whatever it is off the floor, and then somehow in that motion, I beat my head off of wow, that is a very sharp corner. Off the corner of my bandsaw. And oh my gosh, it bled and it bruised and it hurts, and that sucked. So, good weekend though. But anyway, thank you for being here as always. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from ComoNews.com. How fast is a lightning bolt? Speed of light? It can depend on air conditions, but the typical lightning bolt moves 224,000 miles per hour, or about 3,700 miles per second. However, the light you see from the light obviously travels at the speed of light, which is roughly 670 million miles per hour, or 186,000 miles per second. Interesting.